I want to talk a bit about communication because I'm realizing that communication is honestly the bare minimum 80 or 90% of the time. For example, friendship. Everyone's friendship is different, but what I mean by communication is reciprocation, interaction. I have found that the more that I have to text someone first to interact with them, the more I get exhausted and the more that I don't want to talk to that person. Even if me and this person have really good conversations and we like interacting with each other. And yes, I get life happens, but if I'm always texting you first and you never text me first, then I'm going to take a step back because when something's one-sided, it gets tiring. It's like, what am I doing this for? What am I texting you for? Just for you to not respond or have the conversation start and then stop and then I have to start it up again. It feels like I'm doing all the work. I feel like that just means a lot to me for someone to seem like they want to engage with me without me having to provoke it. So that's one thing, communication in that sense. And I know everyone's different, but that's personally something I need in a friendship or if I'm consistently interacting with somebody. Another thing is canceling plans. Bare minimum, if you can't do something anymore with somebody, let's say y'all are gonna go out for dinner or y'all are gonna go to the movies or y'all are planning a trip somewhere or something. Imagine planning something with people and they're constantly not even sending you a quick text or calling you hey, I'm going to have to reschedule this dinner. Hey, I can't go to that movie anymore tonight because such and such came up last minute. Y'all are about to go on this trip and all of a sudden they're not there. They're ghost. They're nowhere to be found. I've found that this shows that someone does not consider your time, the planning that's involved. They don't think about, I don't know, at least giving you the heads up that, hey, we're not doing this anymore. You don't have to wait on me. You don't have to wait on me. You can relax. You don't have to wonder what happened. You don't have to worry. I don't even expect people to always tell me, if something comes up, it's serious, it's an emergency, or you just don't want to talk about it, fine. I don't require people to tell me all the little details so I can be I think you're lying to me. But no, just say, just quick text. It doesn't take that long. Hey, I can't call you anymore tonight. I can't get on the game tonight. I can't go to the movies with you anymore. Can we go next week? Or I'm getting a bit busy. It's so simple. I don't understand why people can't do that. If it's a slip up and you forget, I guess, or things get so hectic that you're not able to respond, I can understand that. Or if you text me the next day, sorry about whatever. But I feel like it depends on what's being planned. A phone call is one thing. A dinner is another thing. If you're upset with somebody or by something that whatever somebody did, if you're not able to tell someone what they did to upset you, at least after, let's say, collecting your thoughts first, or without giving them signals that they did something wrong, without directly telling them what they did, that is straight immaturity. And I'll call myself out. I've done this in the past. Especially when I was in middle school and the start of high school. I was petty. Okay, I was petty. I've been on that receiving end and I see how manipulative it is. Have you ever seen the vibe change between you and another person? You have to figure out what it is and then you realize it might be you. And then you have to think about everything that you've done recently that could have pissed off this person. And then they expect you to bring it up when you realize what you did, or they try to make you feel a kind of way. Or social media, if they start posting stuff on their story that pertains to something that you did, and then it's like a fucking stupid ring around the rosy mind game that makes no sense. And as an overthinker, oh, it sucks. I hate that feeling. I would rather somebody tell me what I did wrong. And I hate it when I do things wrong. It gives me anxiety. I hate being an inconvenience in any kind of way to people. It's I would prefer that you tell me, because if you don't, I might do it again, or I'm going to be confused, or I'm never going to know how to, I don't know, assess the fucking situation. I remember chatting with somebody online and we were chatting very consistently. I could tell the vibe changed. I read into things like very little things, but my instincts tend to be right. I just saw the vibe change through text messages. And this dude like literally ignored me on purpose because I upset. And I was asking, okay, how did I upset you? Like, I feel like I upset you somehow. And the vibe changed. Like, what happened? When I tried to really dig into it, because I didn't understand what I did, and I don't even think it was anything serious. I just think it was a stupid thing. He blocked me and called me like boring, or called, oh, this conversation's boring. I'm like, what the fuck? I try to correct myself, see what I did wrong, change it. And I try to communicate it and I just get blocked off. What? Like, if you can't communicate that without, I don't fucking know. Like, just, that shit's honestly annoying, especially if you're on the receiving end of it. Then there's ghosting when dating. I haven't been in the dating pool at all in my life, though I've heard stories from my friends, mainly my friends, or heard things online, looked at Reddit posts, watched videos about people's experience with dating. Ghosting seems to be a very prevalent thing. People who have ghosted them, they feel some kind of way. And I can understand that, because depending on how long you talk to that person, or if you felt like there was a genuine connection and then out of nowhere they're just gone, I would be fucked up too, probably. However, at the end of the day, what I usually tell my friends is that, like, you honestly dodged a bullet. Did my voice crack? You honestly dodged a bullet. Because if those people can't say, hey, I don't feel the chemistry anymore, or oh, I found somebody else, or you could argue they don't owe you an explanation, which sometimes I argue this, not with dating, but with just other things. You could argue that, but it's like, if they can't just say, hey, like, I don't want to talk anymore, or just bold, like, just straight up, you dodged a bullet. What is your perception of that? I'm asking you as the viewer, what is the perception of that? Would you do that? Would you not do that? Would you avoid that for whatever reason? I don't know. I just feel like it's simple. And I know dating is like such a fast fucking thing. It reminds me of 90 Day Fiance. Like, everything is so rushed. So maybe there is no real obligation to say, hey, I'm not interested anymore. But I don't know. I just feel like it would be nice. The last thing I want to talk about is the way social media has fucked up our communication skills, and we assume way too much. Like, I can think of an example. Like, let's say that somebody, like, I forgot. It was something that I went through recently. I forgot the exact scenario. All I can say is the algorithm, being the predatory little bitch that it is, went into my Instagram reels and started getting too real. They were showing me all kinds of reels about my situation, or that pertain to my situation, and told me what to think, or influenced me on how to interpret the actions of the person I was dealing with, where I felt like communication was lacking. And it makes you assume, maybe from then on out, that situations like that, oh, that's exactly what that means. This person absolutely fucking hates me. This person thinks this person thinks that. They do this because this, and it fucks things up for us. I guess it keeps us from being honest and having blunt conversations, because we just assume. We don't ask the person, hey, why so-and-so, and why so-and-so? Like, why don't you send me this text when we can't call on the phone anymore? Or why can't you, like, give me this time of day? It's not just communication in this sense, but it's just anything. Like, social media, it feels like a solution. When we have posts like that relate to us, and a lot of them in a stream, it's like, oh, now we know the answer of why this person did what they did. We have the exact answer, especially if we read all these comments of all these people we can relate to. I'm kind of yapping, but that's why I'm trying to get better with just straight up asking people shit. Like, if I have a problem or I want to bring something up, like, I'll scroll on social media, I'll see stuff that's relatable, I'll like it, and then I'll fuck up my algorithm. But it's like, nonetheless, I'll reflect on it, I'll talk about it with people, and then I'll approach the situation, because communication is the bare minimum. Communication is, I know confrontation, all this shit is hard, but still, like, more of us need to communicate. We need to advocate for ourselves and, like, I don't know, assess our needs. And I don't know, but a lot of people are scared of communicating. A lot of people, it seems to be the case, or they're very avoidant, or they just, I don't know. I don't know how to close off this video, but let me know what you think about anything that I said, what you think about communication. You agree with anything that I said, disagree with anything that I said, relate, don't relate. Yeah, that's it for this video. And until the next one, whatever I talk about.